Okay, now on to the other monsters in the deck, the regular effect and normal monsters that you'd find in the deck, that you will find in this 5D starter deck. I'm going to start off with the strongest card, non-synchro card in the deck, and that is Spiral Serpent. Level 8, water attribute, 2,900 attack and defense. Of course, no effect. He's a level 8, so you have to have 2 monsters on the field to summon him. But when you summon him, he's a pretty decent card on the field. He's got a big presence. He's a rather high attack point monster compared to, compared to the synchro monsters. He's actually a little more powerful than some of them, in basics. But they get stronger over time, and Spiral Serpent doesn't. That's the only downside to him. Next, we have the Woodborg Impachi, level 5, fire attribute, 500 attack, 2,500 defense. I know if you probably recognize the Impachi, the Impachi cards, charcoal stuff, cards like those. They're pretty. Blazing Impachi is another card. And they have usually one high stat and one's low. Woodborg has 500 attack, 2,500 defense. He's basically a bit of a wall monster. You can use him as a shield, or if you have Water Spirit on the field and you have him on the field, you contribute both of those cards to summon Gaianite. That's another good use for him right there. Is that 2 search cards that really come in handy. UFO Turtle. I'm pretty sure you probably know what UFO Turtle does. When he's destroyed in battle, you can search out a 1,500 attack or less fire monster from the field, from your deck, and summon him onto the field in face-up attack position. Of course, this is helpful to get out the tuner, Magna Drago. Like I said, I'm sorry guys, my mind is just out of it today. I'll try to keep on track here. Yeah, you can use him to get out Magna Dragon. That's probably, though, the only real card you can get out with this. Oh, sorry, no, actually, you could get Charcoal and Woodborg Impachi, but I wouldn't do that unless it's your turn and you're needing it for a synchro summon. Other than that, I'd get probably Magna Dragon out. Because that's the strongest of the fire attribute monsters. Excuse me. Besides UFO Turtle in the deck. Just saying. Next card is Mystic Tomato. Mystic Tomato. Tomato. Depending on how you want to say it. This is basically the same effect as UFO Turtle, except for he searches out a dark card instead of a fire card. I use him usually to get out Junk Synchron, because, he's a dark monster with 1,300 attack, and he's actually a pretty decent monster. And plus, you could use, if you have a level 2 on the field, you could tribute your Junk Synchron in that level 2 monster, with, as long as it's not a tuner, that is, for Junk Warrior, and, that's a big bonus right there. Speed Warrior, 900 attack, 400 defense, level 2. His effect is, on the turn he's normal summoned during the battle phase, his attack is doubled until the end of the battle phase. Basically, what I use Speed Warrior for is to synchro summon with Junk Synchron in order to synchro summon Junk Warrior. Now, I have just used him on the field for attack as well, considering during the first turn he's summoned during the battle phase, he'll have 1,800 attack points. That's actually pretty decent, I've got to admit, for a level 2. But the side effect is it's only for that battle phase, and then, he'll be a 900 attack point monster again. Here's one of my personal favorite cards, Copycat. Level 1 spellcaster, light, 0 attack, 0 defense. When this card is summoned, you can choose one monster, face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field, and that monster's attack and defense becomes Copycat's attack and defense. Now, what's really good to use this with is to use it with Junk Warrior, because considering Copycat's a level 1 and Junk Warrior attack and defense, or actually I think it's just attack. Let me read that real quick. Yeah, when Junk Warrior's attack is increased every time by the attack points of every level 1, level 2 or lower monster on the field. And so if you use Copycat's ability to get, a big monster's attack points that are really big, like Summoned Skull, I'm just using older cards, Summoned Skull, Red Eyes, or maybe some newer cards like Elemental Hero, Wingman, Rainbow Dragon, Cyber End Dragon, you're going to make Junk Warrior pretty powerful. So Copycat's a decent card to have in the deck, I've got to admit. Exiled Force, this is kind of a classic card. Let me fix my stand here. Made of entirely of sticky notes. Yeah, that's how good I am. I need sticky notes to hold up my cards. Having some trouble. I'm gonna put my voice recording thing down. Okay. So yeah, Exiled Force. Most people know this monster, an 1,000 attack point monster with level 4 that if you tribute, you can destroy one monster on the field. Of course, this card is actually kind of decent, especially if your opponent plays a big monster. And Exiled Force happens to be the one card in your hand, one monster in your hand. You can summon it, then tribute it to get rid of that monster, and that's really, really a nice effect sometimes. Marauding Captain. This card can help you get out cards like Toon Warrior, Junk Synchron, and then you can use those to synchro summon other synchro monsters like Gaia Knight, whatever you happen to have or need. So Marauding Captain's pretty decent. And also, you put another Marauding Captain in, you've got a pretty solid defense right there, Sonic Chick. Okay, this card is 300 attack, 300 defense, level 1. It's a winged beast. Its effect is basically the same as Obnoxious Celtic Guards. This card cannot be destroyed in battle by a monster with 1900 or more attack points. It's a level 1, and it's really weak. You'll take a lot of damage still, even though it won't be destroyed. If I had to go for effect-wise, or attack-wise, I'd put Obnoxious Celtic Guard in this deck instead of Sonic Chick, but if I needed a level 1, Sonic Chick's pretty decent, or, it's basically, all you'd need is Sonic Chick. You got a level 1, if you happen to need a level 1, Sonic Chick's there. Now I'm going to do, 2 at a time here with these two. Just a sec, I'm going to put this down again so I can put these up real quick. Okay, so we've got Charcoal Impachi and Renge, Gatekeeper of the Dark World. Now, of course, Renge and the Dark World cards are level 4, and Charcoal Impachi is a level 1, but they basically have the same attack and defense. Actually, they have exactly the same attack and defense. They don't have any effects, so basically they're good for, a wall. Or, just in case you need, like I said, a level 1 or a level 4 to synchro summon, which is a decent part of this deck, those two cards are pretty decent. Another Devil one is Axe Raider and Darkblade. These are basically two kind of commoner level 4 monsters. If I had to, I could probably replace them with any other level 4 in the game. But these are pretty decent, but yet pretty basic level 4 monsters. So it's nice that you get those in the deck. They're pretty stable. The last monster is Atlantean Pikeman. 1400 attack, 0 defense. It's a level 2 Sea Serpent monster, no effect. Well, for a level 2, it's actually got pretty decent attack. In recent duels, I've used it to help synchro summon Junk Warrior, but other than that, it can stay on the field and help Junk Warrior actually keep a decent attack level. Other than that, I don't think there's too much use for Atlantean Pikeman.